With the album now sitting on the back shelf, I feel there's zero exploitation going on. I actually really love this artist. Aesop Rock, discovered him 3 years ago through subscribers on the channel. Other subscribers supporting the journey help the album show up on the shelf. And I am just here to see if the forward compatibility engine will integrate into my system. Otherwise, I might need a tech solution to help me out. I think Aesop and Rob Sonic here got me covered.
Roof dogs only, 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 roof dogs only.
Holy Mountain Surf Club, Goldie Pads, bunker suit, work gloves, surfs up, be the first to shock her with the scourge of God, circa now, waving at the mountain goats and should have hired a shirtlet crowd. Brick and mortar curling in a character, that canopy, that cannonballing barreled in the aperture, stupefied face of a driver in a moment he realizes he is ultimately just another passenger. Who is driving who and who's at one with the upheaval plus, who is gonna free you from the...
Well, instead of going through it twice like last time, now I have no idea where we're at, but the Sherpa crowd actually makes me think of my game. That's funny. You got to hire Sherpas there. You make friends with them the hard way, but it's okay. You get a contractual arrangement by throwing them a wheel and breaking their spirit. They still carry stuff for you is the point. Well, no, you do that. It's crazy. It's a fun game. I have no idea where we're at. It has nothing to do with the stuff I'm thinking about, but I do really like that stupefied face of a driver at the moment he realizes he's ultimately just another passenger. That's a cool line, right? And that who is driving who's at one with the upheaval, plus who's going to free you from the stomach of what eat you? Oh, yeah, that's funny. Or weird or prophetic. I'm not sure, but it's a damn good song.
Shirtlet crowd, brick and mortar curling in a character, that canopy, that cannonballing barreled in the aperture, stupefied face of a driver in a moment he realizes he is ultimately just another passenger. Who is driving who and who's at one with the upheaval plus, who is gonna free you from the stomach of what eats you? You might just be that telephone and make the hunter's belly glow, or better get you pinged and guess the ringer through some jelly rolls. Cut the tracker at his neck of the Hess. I had to go in for knackers, nobody so much as flinched. It's like they know what this is. Another floater out to own the night, who maybe know the road but doesn't know he doesn't own the rights. I put a flag on an island, turned out to be the back of a giant. When it woke one day in the spring, I said, Jane, stop this crazy thing. Jane, stop this crazy thing. Jane, stop this crazy thing.
I gotta check and make sure we didn't do the whole album and I just have it listed as integrated tech solutions. I don't see it. It just turns out that I really like this at work. So, to be fair, we're a long ways from a first listen. But I listen to it at work. There is no pausing. There's no lyrics up in the background. And sometimes it's noisy as hell. And my battery's dead, so I can't even turn it up. So I never... Did I notice Jane stop this crazy thing? Yep. Have I ever noticed Roof Dogs Only as the start? Never once. And I've listened to it a bunch. It's kind of weird how that works, where you catch, well, when I was just, I am a novice appreciator, but a fair weather fan and cheap seat spectator, I'd just let it go, right? It'd be like, hey, who cares? I'm not really talking about Aesop. The Aesop's been different. I don't think I have a very good... My grasp of the language is much better than my peers who grunt and squeal at everything, but lacks in comparison to those who command a lot more power and authority in the world we live in. I would like to communicate to the best of my ability. When I listen, I hear someone who has the ability to communicate better than I've ever imagined. Because if you could be this creative, just think what you could do with simple words. His ability to convey an idea. And then if those ideas are literally, they could be obscure, but conveyed so well that when you decipher it, bong, the light bulb goes off and you're like, oh shit, that has meaning too. That's not just a bunch of 5-syllable words slapped together. No, there was purpose to that story. Sometimes it's just a banger.
James, stop this crazy thing. Yeah. A devil's curvy past an ailing door that bit into it, shaping like the paving at the wailing wall and trailing off the panko. He had banjoed for the village, cloud that only brought him closer to the brokers at the witch's house. Smoking jacket fit him even though it was a size below. Bloated liver ribbon through the crimson of his sinus holes. Anchors on his forms told the story of the belly up that hadn't quite been finalized or giantized by anyone. Heavy hums, hissing lawns, jazz at all his neighbors hate. He stayed, rode the last bus and made captains out of paper plates. Last month he was headed east, at least that's what he had in mind. The baggage was too heavy, so instead he headed back in time. Madeline's don't eat themselves, but best believe the people will. When comfier than cozy, if it's grocery or the diesel bill. Season's still gonna change, I guess a rake is still a rake. I guess it is just what it is until the breaks become a break. I put a flag on an island, turned out to be the back of a giant.
Yeah, now this I constantly visualize this as a Gulliver's Travels-esque image, right? Literally, planting the flag and, hey, what the hell you doing? Ow! Stop! And, big old angry giant pissed off about it. And then, holding on Dune style to like a sandworm riding it. And honestly, and thinking about David Lynch, his sandworm scene was way cooler, I think, than the new one. And I haven't seen 2, but I thought it was so anticlimactic. It didn't. Is this it? I don't know. This is just me. Sorry, we got turned around there. Forward compatible engine is very cool. I don't want to stop this crazy thing.
Then cozy if it's grocery or the diesel.
Oh yeah, and Rob Sonic's bars here appear to be just. I'm gonna go with complicated. I'm thinking we would need. We would take. We'd have to take a little sidetrack. There was a lot of stuff going on there, and he wrote some bars there.
Season's still gonna change. I guess a rake is still a rake. I guess it is just what it is until the breaks become a break. I put a flag on an island, turned out to be the back of a giant. When it woke one day in the spring, I said, Jane, stop this crazy thing. 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 Back road workers in a rye applying pressure where the map shows serpents. Backbone of the disturbance. The smokers know the bullet, no deterrent. I've been fevered in the cabin, up and headed for the haunting. With my head in my extended hand, perpetually coughing. I guess around the S, around the tentacles of Audrey. Started entertaining skeptics, might have second-guessed the calling. It's a straight to the shoulder, an ego wavy avoidance against some certain death insurgency to boil it to a coin flip. That said, there's no boiler at the appointment, just a pulling out of hair, hysterical of a deployment. I'm a student of the blooper as a part of the bit. It gets them open when I'm Snoopy with a scarf in the wind. Scanners report a flying saucer bar from cardinal sin. No mention of defense against some forces larger than it. Look, I put a flag on an island, turned out to be the back of a giant. When it woke one day in the spring, I said, Jane, stop this crazy thing. Jane, stop this crazy thing. Jane, stop this crazy thing. Jane, stop this crazy thing.
Ooh, I no idea. This would be a good time to admit we come back and do it again. That's it. That's all. I think there was it would take a while. I'm just not positive. I don't even know what to do. Like Snoopy with the scarf and with like Snoopy the Red Bear and thing going. I don't even know what's going on here. Flying saucer, barfing cardinal sin. I think he's referencing himself, of course. That's what it usually is. But what of his inner self is shining through those bars? I don't have a clue right now. I got lost on the Rob Sonic bars. I'm back there in the smoking jacket, one size too small, but it still fit. I'm just saying. Bloated liver ribboning the crimson of his sinus holes. This is also, it feels like this reflecting on one's physical self. We've been down that road. Artists do that. I have no other than that. Other than Aesop Rock, the album's integrated tech solutions and forward compatibility engine is the track. And we can come back to that another time. That was great. It's good. Just a lot going on. I don't know. Any of it has to do with the Roof Dogs only. That's probably why I don't understand. I might not be a roof dog. I'm almost a cat person. Later.